When a 14-year-old girl proudly comes out as lesbian, the majority of her family support her massively. However, unfortunately, her toxic, entitled grandma threatens to disown her. "You are who I tell you to be," said by my mum. Hello all. I need to get this off my chest or I'm going to explode. I, a 27-year-old woman, got into it with my mother today, and I don't think our relationship will ever be the same after this one. To be honest, our relationship was always rocky for years, but I tried to make it better after moving out a few years ago. We got into it because my niece, who is 13, came out as lesbian, and she was mad because, well, to be honest, my mum's a homophobe, and that got worse after I moved out because she became excessively religious. I said something like, "Oh, well, it is what it is," when she told me, and she did not like that. She started going on and on about how, "No, it's not. It's the devil working in her, and I can't bring myself to see her again," which shocked me because I knew how my mum is, but to just disown her only grandchild like that struck a nerve with me. I then said, "So just because my niece is who she is, you want to not see her again? You've been in her life since birth. How could you?" She skipped over that and said something like, "Well, I'm mad because I told her that's not how we are in the family. And your sister annoyed me because, well, you and your sister are annoying me because you're acting like this isn't a big deal. My granddaughter isn't gay. She just thinks that because of something she saw on social media." She then went on to talk about how God made men for women and vice versa, saying that we were letting the devil's work in our life. I then said, "God made us all in his image, right? If homosexuality was something he didn't agree with at all, then he should be able to make it so it wasn't a thing, right?" She tried to say that it was the devil, but I cut her off with, "So you're saying that someone who devotes themselves to God, prays every day, worships and praises him in his name, is still letting the devil work through them? People don't choose to be gay, lesbian, whatever, and my niece is no different. She's still my niece, and her preference and attraction doesn't change that." Then my mum said this, and it just hit that nerve that I've tried to ignore for years. "I'm your mother. You are who I tell you to be." Why did this strike a nerve? Well, my mother has been controlling over me for years. Growing up, it was on and off, but when I became an adult, she kicked into full gear. Yelling at me, making me do things, controlling my money, not letting me drive, not letting me go anywhere, hitting me, and basically doing everything she could to make me feel like I was the size of a rice grain. Heck, just the other day, she told me how I was different because I didn't ask permission to move out, unlike my sister who asked, which I doubt by the way. I was 23, engaged, and tired of getting treated like I was nothing under her roof, so my husband and his mum helped me by moving in with them. I can honestly say that if I'd stayed any longer, I would have probably taken my own life. That one statement, and I realized that my mum wasn't just absent-mindedly controlling, she was fully in control of making me feel like an object. I don't know how to explain it, but it just made me feel worse. She then said, "If this is how you're gonna be, then I don't want to talk to you ever again either." So I took a deep breath and said, "Well, if it's like that, then I should tell you that I've been bisexual since I was 12 years old, and that's never changed." She lost her mind. She hung up and texted me, my sister, and my niece in a group chat. Actual copy and paste. "You three can just come over and stick a knife in my heart. Really? Are you all trying to kill me? I'm so hurt right now." My sister had said how not to bring my niece into this chat, but my mum continued. "The devil is so busy, but keep on entertaining him. Listen," she said to my sister, my niece's mum, "Mummy, I don't give a flying frick." There was some more, but she messaged me privately and told me to leave her alone, and this is where I'm at now. So yeah, I came out to support my niece, and honestly, it felt good to stand up for myself for once. My anxiety is going crazy at the moment, but I don't regret what I said or did. Unfortunately, I am sure my mum will die on this hill. Isn't it crazy that in 2022, people like this, unfortunately, somehow still exist? I picked out this story to read first in today's episode because it is, at the time of recording, June, Pride Month, and I just wanted to say to any of you watching or listening right now that do celebrate Pride, You're a legend. If you ever come across someone like this, just ignore them, please. I assume that a lot of you have done, unfortunately, in your lives. That's just the way that the world is right now. But hopefully, the number of people like this is slowly declining, and eventually they'll all be dead anyway. So that's a positive. Entitled mother tries taking my bowling ball. So, I am a 20-year-old man, and I really like bowling. It's a fun hobby, sport, and a great way to meet fun new people. Although I'm personally not great, I am a level 1 bowling coach, because those who can't do, teach. If I'm not bowling in league or getting some good practice in, I usually wear my volunteer lanyard/coaching badge and allow anyone to come up for a quick lesson or some pointers. After league, I decided to try out my brand new Storm Nova. It's a green, pink, and black ball, and I named mine Wonder Cosmo because I'm weird and name my stuff. Let me tell you, this ball is a dream. It cost me over $200 and was worth every penny. I love the way it smells and sends pins flying everywhere. I should add that I bowl two-handed without my thumb, so I can curve the ball a lot. Enough of my geeking out though. After a few shots into my second game, a young teenager, somewhere between 13 to 15, notices my jersey and lanyard and asked if I was a pro. We'll call her Daria. Any Daria Pajak fans? No? Okay. Oh, I see. Daria Pajak is a professional bowler from Poland. Daria says, "Excuse me, are you in the PBA? Oh no, I just finished bowling league and this is my coaching badge. I'm just trying out a new ball." I explain why I have so many bowling balls, how I bowl without my thumb, and most importantly, what I decided to name them. I throw a few shots to show the difference between them. That is so cool. So you're kind of like Belmo, right? I like this Verity Crawley. She shows me her favorite video of Verity showing off a new ball. At that moment, I'm melting that she called me Belmo. I think that's a reference to Jason Belmonte, who is one of the most famous bowlers. "Do you have your own ball or want some pointers?" I asked. "I just started bowling last week, so no. But can you show me how to hook the ball?" I said that was fine, but she had to ask her parents' permission. She leaves and comes back with her Karen of a mother. I swear, this lady had the hair, the sunglasses, everything. She had 2 younger kids who couldn't stay still that she just shooed off to the arcade. What do you want, Daria? He's going to teach me to bowl like Dad. Is that okay? Why? That's such a waste of time. I don't mind, I say. I'm a coach and I'm not going to charge. Well, fine, go ahead. I'm only paying for 1 game, so make the best of it. I have the manager open her lane next to mine, but I tell Daria not to use it yet. I get an extra ball I knew was sitting in the basement from when I used to work there. It was pretty old, but it was light enough for her and it fit her hand. Most importantly, it would hook if she threw it right. It was pretty old and didn't have bright colors like the newer ones, but it worked for teaching purposes. We use my lane and I walk her through some drills. The entire time, Karen is yelling and complaining. "Oh, how long is this gonna take?" And "Once your brothers are done, we are leaving." And she kept asking what I was doing every time I got close to Daria. That last one I understand because it's a young kid, you know, and I am a guy. You never know with that kind of stuff. I'm always super conscious of this though, and that's why I told Daria to ask her mother in the first place. And I only ever touch a student to fix their hand or arm. That's it. Daria was super happy when she got the ball to hook and see herself improve just that little bit. It was a small and inconsistent hook, but she was really proud of herself, and she got a decent score for a beginner. After a little while, I asked what got her into bowling. It turns out her father had passed away from COVID. He used to watch the PBA tour and bowl in competitions. She wants to bowl to be closer to him. My heart broke. I felt so bad and I was about to apologize until Karen cut me off. Get over it already. You haven't used your lane yet. Hurry up or we're leaving. I swear, this woman was heartless. Hey, Daria, how about we play a 1v1 to finish up and then call it a day? If you win, I'll buy you a bowling ball. No thank you. I want to get good enough and buy it myself with my allowance. I still want to try and beat you though. I respect that. Buying your first bowling ball is special. I'll get the cross lane started and we'll have our match. Now look, clearly I was going to win, but I was going to buy her a beginner ball at the pro shop either way. We changed our screen names to our favorite PBA and PWBA bowlers and started our match. We had a lot of fun and I gave her pointers throughout the game. Towards the end, Karen starts yelling again. Why does your ball curve more than hers? I'm still holding Wonder Cosmo. well, I can hook more, cause you bowl weird. You're cheating. Wait, no, I just have more. I don't want to hear it. You are a horrible coach. You probably touch kids when the parents aren't looking. Mum, please, said Daria. I'll be quiet. Daria stopped and just looked down at her feet. The poor kid probably never gets a word in at home. I'm sorry you feel that way, Mum, but I assure you, I never act inappropriately with students. And I'm just a level 1 coach. There is a silver rank coach who usually works at the center, and he doesn't charge a whole lot. But I thought you said you guys didn't charge. Well, I didn't because I was busy. But if you want a high rank coach, you have to make an appointment and pay their fee. What? That is outrageous. You didn't even get her to curve the ball like you. Well, like I was trying to say, I have a lot more practice and I don't use my thumb. Plus, this ball hooks really sharply, so it is more noticeable. Well then give me your ball. The one you gave Daria is ugly, which is why it's bad. You shouldn't have that ball anyway. It's a girl color. What? Pink? Well, yes. Pink is a girl's color. Give it to me and I won't tell the manager you touched my daughter. You shouldn't be touching girls. Heck no, lady. And besides, I don't work here. What? How can you coach here but not work here? You're lying. Oh, whatever, man. I'm out of here. I start putting my stuff away to leave, as I didn't want the situation to escalate any further. I quietly apologized to Daria, and I let her know that I'm on the United States Bowling Congress website if she ever wants a real teaching session. As I'm about to put Wanda Cosmo away in my bag, Karen grabs Daria's arm with one hand and tries to grab my bowling ball with the other. I use 15-pound bowling balls, and I hadn't wiped down my ball from my last throw, so there was a decent amount of oil on it. Karen, of course, drops the ball on her foot. I try not to laugh. Daria wanted to laugh too, but held it in and went to help her mother. Karen tells Daria to get her siblings so they can leave. I waved goodbye and watched her waddle/limp into the parking lot. Daria waved back, Karen did not. The manager was about to have the security guard go and get Karen because she left without paying for her game of bowling. But I figured Daria had been through enough embarrassment for today and would probably be embarrassed many more times in the future. So I just added it onto mine. And that is the end of my rant. Hey guys, I'll tell you what is absolutely great. Offering someone some free, elite coaching advice in a sport that they're just getting into, a hobby that they're probably going to love, you know, that has a lot of sentimental value for them after the passing of their father, and then getting called a nonce by their mother. Wow. That is the epitome of life. Entitled Dad is about to get what he deserves. For all my 27 years of life, my dad has been entitled. He's under the belief that everyone needs to drop whatever they are doing to help him, but doesn't lift a finger to help any of us. If a conversation does not involve him, he doesn't care and will quickly change the subject to himself. He also believes that everyone in the house should have the same hobbies as him and that everyone else's hobbies are stupid. I can go on and on, but let's get to the most recent story. I've moved in with my parents to help my mum while I finish college. My niece, who is 3 years old, also lives with us. Ever since my niece came to live with us, my dad's temper has been on an even shorter fuse. A couple of weeks ago, my mum turned on all the lights in the dining room while she set the table. My dad came in and asked if she needed all the lights on. My mum said no and that she'll turn them off once the table is set. For whatever reason, this sets my dad off and he starts yelling at her. Mum starts yelling back. I guess this threw him off because she doesn't normally argue back. He starts to storm but turns back and flips the table. All my mum's nice plates and bowls go shattering on the floor. My niece at this point starts crying. He flings a desk chair in her direction. Luckily, this is about when I came inside and the chair hits me instead. Oh my word. After that, he left for the night, to a bar or his side piece, and I told Mum she needs to make plans to leave. This wasn't the first, neither is it going to be the last. She agrees, but finds it hard to leave, because this has been her whole life. She says he has his sweet side, but after he nearly hit my niece with a chair, I am done. I've finally convinced my mum to leave, and we are preparing for a quick exit. No warning or anything. Once he goes on his trip, we're gone. This is going to hurt my dad more than he knows. He doesn't do any of the household cleaning. He also doesn't keep up with the bills or maintaining the land. That's all my mum and me. I wouldn't be surprised if he has to sell the house and land because he won't be able to afford it on his own. We shall see. Yeah, this story is definitely close to the line between entitlement, which can often just be quite innocent, and just downright abuse. And I think that throwing a chair at a 3-year-old is probably leaning towards abuse. That is mental. Just think what could have happened. Look, I don't even need to say it. You lot are doing it already. Get out of there before someone gets seriously hurt.